Hey guys, so I am back for another one of the videos in my little, budgety, working, money type series. I feel like, I swear I've just done so many of these, but now I'm like back to, things change so much. I think you could do them like once every 6 months and have them always be like completely different, because work and money and bills and things are forever like evolving and changing and just, it's constantly changing. So I'm just going to talk about how I do my budget. I will link the video below as to what I do for employment, because it's a very frequently asked question. So you can find that below. And yeah, so as far as budgeting goes, now I feel like it kind of always stays the same as far as the way that I actually do it. So it's broken down kind of like, obviously the bills that are there, that aren't going to change. My rent, insurance, 3 different insurances, because there's health, there's rental, and then there's car insurance. So I have all that different insurance. And then, which I've been asked a lot about health insurance and how I have health insurance. And it's private, and yes, it sucks, but I've actually been used to it for quite some time, because when I was married, my ex could get insurance through his work. And this was for, I guess, like 5 years ago that I did all this research. It was when I stopped working, because I carried insurance. So it was when I got pregnant with Drake is when we really started looking at it and switching things over. Anyhow, to go through his work, it was like $850 a month and then $950 a month or something like that. It was absurd. And then we found private insurance for $500 a month, and then with me and the boys, it's a lot less. So it's a lot less than the $550, but it's still, it's expensive. But yeah, so there's that. And then car insurance, which, oh my gosh, I always want to shop around, but then you get so caught up and tied into your own insurance company that it's almost scary, the idea of changing and starting over and just everything else. So anyways, there's that. And then rental insurance is $20 a month. That's not bad. All right, so there's those things. And then there are things like my power bill, which my house is always freezing cold or it's always really hot. We don't have air conditioning, which is just ridiculously dumb, because we break 100 degrees multiple times throughout the summer for a month. And it gets hot. It's so hot. But my power bill's low. And then in the winter, like right now, I keep my heat pretty low. People complain, at least. And at night it'll be 56, 57, cold. Cold. And for what it's worth. And then during the day I keep it usually 60, sometimes 61. Rarely I'll get up to 62 or 63. And again, I know that is really, I'm like, who's awake? That was one of the dogs. I know that's still considered cold, but it's just, it's just one of those things. It's a place where I save money. So there's the power bill. And then as far as internet, my cell phone bill is reasonable. Another reason why I couldn't do that Next program or whatever it's called, is because I have unlimited data. So, and I've been grandfathered into it since the first iPhone, so forever. And I know that there's some I don't know, the guy at Best Buy was telling me there's some class action lawsuit or something like that going on right now. I don't know. It works fine for me. I'm happy with it, and I don't have to worry about data. So it's marvelous. So I've got a really good phone plan, and I do call every few months, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? You got any promos? Where am I at? Stuff like that. And same with my internet. So I did, when I originally moved into this house, I was like, I just need internet. We don't really watch TV. I just need the internet. Well, they ended up giving me some bundly thing. Obviously, they just push bundles where it's internet and very, very, very basic cable, and it was $70 a month. And I'm like, well, it's pretty cheap given what I've paid in the past and what you often pay and things like that. And when that was up, obviously my bill went through the roof, and that's how you know when your contract's up, is because you get a bill that's 10 times what it normally is. And I called and I'm like, hey, I cannot afford this. I can't afford more than this. So we don't have any promos. We just have they wanted to upgrade my internet speed. They wanted to charge me $150 a month, upgrade my internet speed. And yeah, I'm like, no, not gonna work. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm not tied to a specific company. I don't. So they took me over to the retention department or whatever, and they tried to save me, and I was just, I was hell-bent that I was not gonna pay, you know, for everything that I didn't need and stuff like that. And then finally they took me over to the negotiators. Like, seriously, that's what they call them, negotiation department, so that I could speak with one of the negotiators. I didn't even know this existed. Does it really? I don't know, but they managed to transfer me to like their friend just to make it sound legit because they didn't want to give it to me. I've managed a customer service department, so I know how it goes. But anyways, they did, and then they ended up giving me, so I just pay for internet. It's like $30 a month, and it's super fast, and I love it. I love it. And we don't have cable of any sort, not even basic anything. We just didn't watch it. And they were like, you know, can we just add on this channel or just this channel? Or if you had a Lifetime, would you watch it? And it's like, no. Like, literally, we don't watch TV unless it's a movie that we bought or something random on Netflix or usually like YouTube. Like, we have this morning it was how do you spin wool, like like this kind of stuff we watch. So I'm like, no, I wouldn't, you know. I try to like set out a time like once or twice a week to like sit down and watch an episode of something, even if it's just folding laundry or watch a movie, and I always like fall asleep, so it's just pointless. But anyway, so that is a possibility. Now, as far as food goes, I have my food budget, but there is some flexibility in my food budget. And if you guys have seen, there's some months where it's usually every month it's like $500. Last month it was $400. That's because I had a little bit of a Costco rebate check. Food is really important to me because I feel like it's a place where I spend it, but I save it kind of in a way. I know it could be a lot cheaper. I mean, I know that my budget could be cheaper. I could feed Top Ramen for dinner, you know, 3 nights a week, which, you know, there's a point in my life where I had it and it was wonderful. But it's just something that, you know, it's a place where I choose to kind of invest some money, I guess is a good way to put it. So I do that. And anything that's left over from that, there's usually something. I need to get my oil changed, or, you know what I mean? There's like always something that needs something. So that's just where that money goes. I'd love to say that I'm like so strict and like stringent about it. And honestly, the way that I keep track of it is in my videos. And I'll be like, okay, how much, you know, because I keep it written down, and oftentimes I'll do like envelope system. I use the envelope system the most when I go to Target because, and with that said, as in like not even an envelope, like leave my purse almost at home kind of a thing and just bring in cash. Otherwise I spend way over. So that's one of those things that, I do, especially for Target. And I need to start doing it with Costco. Costco I get carried away in as well. And then my gym membership is cheap. It's $10 a month. I've got my binder right here. Why am I trying to no, this is not the right binder. This is the right binder. Why am I trying to remember all these off the top of my head when I've got my budget binder right here? And I keep track in the beginning of the month because I make different amounts of money every month. Like my income is just like all over the place. So anytime I have any leftover money, I save it. Like I just put it away, save every penny that I absolutely can. Just so that when I have months that like aren't here but are like down here, I'm able to just like pull from savings and like, you know, make it work. So, and I make it work. And fortunately these days I'm actually saving a little bit every month, and nothing crazy, but there's money that is, you know, going into my savings account for things like, you know, everything that just happened with Canon. Like, fortunately I had some money in savings that I was able to, you know, to pay for those kind of things. So I do pay for Netflix. That is one thing that I pay for, and it's $7.95 a month or $8 a month. So that's the only actual like cable-y entertainment type thing that I pay for is that. Now the one thing, okay, so then my water bill is, in the summer it's high, in the winter it's low. It's anywhere from 25 to 150, but it flips with my power bill. So you know, I budget them almost like equally throughout the year, and they like somehow kind of like match each other. It's weird, but it works. Okay, yeah, so the cell phone, internet, water, power, food, the gym. Now the only thing that I pay for that's really like frivolous, oh, tuition, that's another one. What was the other thing? Drake's school, which he's kind of, I don't know, like he asks me every day, he's like, Mom, do I go to school today? And I'm like, not today. And he's like, oh, good. Like, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that kid. He's really enjoying not going. I'm kind of enjoying having the money back at the same time. not having the days to just like dedicated work is affecting my nights again. Yesterday I did a day in the life video and I was up all night, like working all night. It's brutal. It's brutal. I forgot how bad it is working until like 2 a.m. and then getting up with him at 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's just brutal. But Ipsy, I pay $10 a month for Ipsy. So that's my one really like frivolous in the budget every month type thing. If there is leftover, then we'll go to a movie, or you know what I mean, like before savings, because savings is really important for me too. You know what I mean. So anyways, that's how I do my budget. That's how I save some money. It's very, very, very like rudimentary these days. So basic, so simple, but I like it. And we're able to eat and we're insured, and the power stays on, and I can't ask for a whole lot more. You know what I mean? Like we're content, we're happy, we have what we need. And let me tell you, I've lived in the riches and I have lived in the absolute like bottom of the barrel here. This like last summer was so brutal, but it's just I've kind of done it all. And I have to say that just having your bills paid, having a little bit going to savings each month, and finding things to do that don't cost money is so much more fun than things that do. And I know that sounds crazy, but believe me, like the memories that we make, like going on hikes, and it's the things the kids talk about. They don't talk about the things that, just one of those things. I mean, they do, but they don't. Once a year, we do have a few memberships to places. That's another thing. Like we do the museum. It's like, I think it's $70 or $80 for the whole year, and that's a lot of fun. Oops, I'm flashing. I don't know why it's flashing, but it's flashing. So anyways, why would the time flash? My camera's getting hot. I've talked longer than this. Oh, stop flashing. How strange. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I was going to do, next month I was going to do savings and buyings, but I guess I kind of did that this month. So leave any questions below, and I'll have this be like a question and answer video. And then I'll tie that into whatever next week will be, since I kind of took over next week's video today. Fancy that. Anyways, that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.